What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. So you have picked your class in Mistfall Hunter. You have survived a few runs, and now you want to build. And if you have already gone searching for one, you have probably noticed something is deeply wrong out there. I went through the results, and most of the top pages are automatically generated nonsense. They contradict each other on which class is strongest, and worse, they confidently list talents and gear affixes that do not exist anywhere in the developer's own notes. We are doing the thing that actually helps. Today, I am walking you through how builds genuinely work in this game, straight from the developer's own breakdowns, plus exactly what the launch patch changed. Learn the systems and you can build anything. Let us get into it. Start with the single most important rule, because everything else is built on top of it. Your abilities are not attached to your character, they are attached to your weapons. That sounds like a technicality until you play with it, because it means you can dump your entire primary kit into a fight, swap to your second weapon, and keep swinging while the first set comes back. Your loadout is not one set of buttons, it is two, and cycling between them is the actual rhythm of combat here, and it goes deeper than convenience because the skills themselves are written to combo. So take the mercenary as your example. Normal attack stacks something called sword tip. At 6 stacks, you enter blade edge, and only then does stacked slash come online. That is not a random ability, that is an engine, and recognizing those engines is where building starts. Second system, and this one separates Mistfall Hunter from most action games. Your throttle is not cooldowns, it is energy. The developers deliberately avoided rigid cooldowns on most skills, so combat stays fast and flowing, and instead you are budgeting energy in real time. They also made 2 changes that matter enormously for building. First, the old exhaustion penalty for badly managing your energy is gone entirely. Second, dodging now runs on its own independent charge pool, so it no longer eats your energy at all. Your offense and your defense are completely separate resources now, which is a genuinely big deal. Each class also cycles energy differently, and the seer even runs on its own separate resource entirely. And for the sorcerer specifically, spending past empty is now rewarded, because several spells fast cast when your energy is depleted and still hand you energy back. Third, talents, and there is a subtlety here that almost nobody explains correctly. You do not get a separate tree per weapon. You get one pool for your class, organized into branches, 1 per weapon, and you are free to spend points across both branches at once. The developer spelled this out with the Withered Knight, saying you can flexibly choose skills and talents from both the Greatsword and the new polearm and shield branches, mixing combinations to suit the situation or your team. But here's the catch that makes it interesting. Weapon-specific nodes only actually do anything while you are holding that weapon. Spend into the wrong branch for your current setup, and those points sit there doing nothing. Now, I want to be straight with you about the limits of what is known. How many total points you get and whether respexing is free is genuinely not documented anywhere I trust. Anyone stating a number is guessing. Now, the big one, and if you take one thing from this video, make it this: Mistfall Hunter scrapped random gear affixes and replaced them with a gem socketing system, specifically so your build is controllable instead of luck-based. Here's how it works. Each affix gem carries up to 2 affixes, and every gem has both a level and a type. To socket one, 2 conditions have to be true. The socket level has to be at least as high as the gem level, and the socket type has to match the gem type. There is also one special socket type that ignores type entirely and takes anything, and those are gold. You find gems from defeated enemies, from forging, and you can buy them on the auction house, and you can pull them back out again at the Spirit Blacksmith. 2 things to burn into your memory. The developers have said that by the mid and late game, most of your affixes come from gems rather than the gear itself. And gems themselves never break, but the moment the item they are sitting in hits 0 durability, every one of those gem effects switches off, so keep a close eye on your durability. Next, the actual endgame chase, and this is my favorite piece of build design in the whole game, and they are called holy weapons. These are not just bigger numbers on a sword. The developers describe them as carrying exclusive gameplay affixes that massively expand build variety, and the launch coverage goes further, saying they completely reshape skill mechanics. In other words, a holy weapon can change what your abilities actually do, not just how hard they hit, and here is how you get them. They drop from map bosses, and each boss has its own unique holy weapon. So the moment you feel ready to hunt Mist Lords, you are not just farming loot, you are hunting the pieces that rewrite your kit. That is your long-term build goal. Something a lot of players have not found yet, the loadout system, which is genuinely excellent quality of life. You can assemble a full set of gear and gems, buy the whole thing in one click, and save it as a profile, so you can swap between a combat setup and an exploration setup instantly. And it has a share code feature. You generate a code from your build, hand it to someone, and they paste it and import your entire equipment and gem configuration in one click. Worth knowing though, the share code is documented as carrying gear and gems, not your talents and skills, so treat it as half a build. not the whole thing. There are also equipment standard vouchers that hand you a complete starter set, and when you refresh a set style, the game will actually recommend skill and talent loadouts to match it. One catch, a voucher set is not truly yours until you take it out and successfully extract with it once. Now the part that invalidates most of the build advice currently online, because the developers shipped a serious balance pass with launch. The single most build relevant line in it is for the Shadow Strix, and it reads that increased damage from weapon specific skills and talents will now only take effect while wielding the matching weapon. That quietly kills any build that was stacking damage bonuses across both stances, and a lot of beta builds did exactly that. Beyond that, here are your winners and losers. The Stardust Sorcerer got the cleanest buff in the patch, lower cooldown and more damage on its signature spell. The Hunter side of the Black Arrow got easier and stronger, while the Archer side got harder since one of its talents now demands a fully charged bow. The Mercenary quietly unlocked real shield builds because its block damage bonus finally works against monsters. And on the other side, the Mace Seer and the Dual Blades Shadow Strix both got reined in hard, including Crowstorm no longer stacking stuns on already stunned targets. So let us finish with the principles that hold up regardless of the meta. Number 1, stop chasing random drops and start targeting sockets. Look at what level and what type your gear sockets are, then go get gems that fit them, because that is the whole point of the system. Number 2, respect durability, because a worn out item switches off every gem inside it, and that is the sneakiest power loss in the game. Number 3, find your class engine and build into it. If your kit stacks something or rewards a perfect block or refunds a cooldown on hit, that is the thread you pull. Number 4, use loadout profiles early so you can carry a cheap setup for risky runs and a real one for confident runs. And number 5, remember your abilities follow your weapons, so plan your talent points around what you actually intend to hold. And that is how builds actually work in Mistfall Hunter. And I have got a full class guide and a beginner's guide for this game already up if you need them. Now tell me down in the comments, what are you building, and have you found a gem setup you actually love yet? Thank you all so much for watching. Good hunting out there, and I will see you in the next one.